Good morning, class 5. How are you guys doing? I hope you guys are all doing great and wish you all a great Navratri. I'm a day late. I guess it started day before yesterday on the 17th. So may Goddess Durga bless you with all her blessings to you and your whole family, and you have a prosperous, educated, wonderful, happy life ahead in the coming not the 9 days but 900 years. I pray to God so that she blesses you and takes care of you and your whole family and everyone around this world. So great. So this is the puja week going on now. You all guys must be excited and not wanting to study. That's very normal. So but try to be safe and keep washing your hands with sanitizer. This has not to be told every day, but every day I listen it on the radio, so I am also telling it to you. Just be safe and be careful. Just don't think that everything is calmed down and the unlock has started, so we are going to go and do whatever. This is the time to be more careful, because after suddenly we are coming out and we have to know the consequences, what is going to happen, right? So it's like that. So all the best and take care of yourselves and happy pujas in advance. And we'll come to SSC on page 114, the Indian government. Now, what is a government? We need someone to rule and rather take care of the place. How do we have to control? Like our school has a government also, right? We have a person who is in charge, the Prime Minister, our respected Chauhan sir. After that we have levels, we have, after Chauhan sir we have a vice principal, after that we have class teachers, after that we have monitors, then we have ayas, then we have driver bus. There are sections of work going on. Then there is the fees department, they're all separate departments. So there has to be a rule and system, otherwise everything is going to go upside down. So that's what it is all about, a government, how to govern. Now we know that there are three levels of government in India: the central, the state and the local self-government. The local self-government is in this panchayat, in the village areas. Now you have read about local self-government in class 4, I guess. I was not there. We will study about the central government and the state government in this class. The central government is responsible for the whole country. The base is Delhi, obviously you know. It has its offices in India, capital New Delhi. All the states have their own governments. The main offices are the capital, each state. India has 29 states and 7 union territories, but it's now become 8 union territories, I guess, 8 or 9, whatever. So I have already done this with you, so I was just touching this part with you all over again. Okay, so we were at the state government. We have done the Prime Minister and his Council of Ministers. We were at the state government part, and after that we'll be going to our rights and duties. What is our fundamental rights and what is our duties? Now the state government. We have done the central government, the president we have done the Prime Minister and the Council of Ministers, how it happens. Now the state government. The system of the government in the state is similar to the central government. Each state government is responsible for making laws of the state. Okay. And putting laws into force. All states have lower houses called the Legislative Assembly or the Vidhan Sabha. Some states of India also have an upper house called the Legislative Council or the Vidhan Parishad. The governor is the head of the state, much like the President of India. Now the governor is the prime person of the Prime Minister. He gives information to the President, what is happening all over in that state. So he is his person. But the CM is the chief. The same person can be the governor of more than one state. The governor, however, is the nominal head, and real power lies in the hands of the Chief Minister and his Council of Ministers. Chief Minister and the Council of Ministers. The governor appoints the leader of the majority party of the single largest party in the Vidhan Sabha as Chief Minister. The Chief Minister is the real head of the state. The governor also appoints the Council of Ministers on the advice of the Chief Minister. He gives his list. After he wins, whoever wins, he gives his list to the governor and governor starts pulling in those people. The judiciary, the courts. The important part of the government of India is the judiciary. The judiciary protects the laws, applies them to settle disputes among citizens or between states, and gives justice. The judiciary works independent of the other branches of the government. It's an independent branch. It does not go into other with anyone else. Judiciary, the law is supreme. The Supreme Court is the highest judicial body in the court. I have done this with you. Yes, I have done this with you. Okay, I'll read through again. No issues. We'll go to the next chapter. One sec. When we have the United Nations universally celebrated days, 3 chapters left. Okay, fine, we'll do this. The High Court is the highest judicial body in the state. Each state has a High Court. However, sometimes one High Court has 2 or more states or union territories under its jurisdiction, means under its area. At present, there are 21 High Courts in India. Each High Court has a Chief Justice and a number of other judges. All the 3 levels of government work together for the welfare of the people of India. Clear? I had given you the answers of the true and false, and I had given you the fill-in blanks also. I had told you the unscrabble the words. I had given you the match the following. I had done it for you. Rest you have to do it on yourself. Now we are going to come to our rights and duties. If you are a citizen, you have your rights, right? What are the rights we have in our life, or as a citizen, as we are living in India? We have our duties also. We have rights and we have our duties to fulfill those rights. And we should perform those rights to be a good citizen and to help each other and to take the country forward. Okay. The Indian Constitution was passed by the Constituent Assembly on the 26th of November 1949 and came into effect on 26 January 1950. The Constitution is the supreme law of the land of India. Whatever that law is there in that book is applied everywhere. You cannot go outside that law. The Constitution is the supreme law of the land. Besides the English version, there is also an official Hindi translation of our Constitution. Every law enacted by the government must conform to the Constitution. We celebrate Republic Day every year on 26 January to celebrate the adoption of our Constitution, the rights which we have got. That's why we celebrate 26th January. I hope you understand it now, why you celebrate. Our Constitution lays down certain rights and duties for the people of India to help them lead better lives and act as responsible citizens, irrespective of sex, caste, religion, or place of birth. The rights of the citizens are known as fundamental rights and the duties are known as fundamental duties. Fundamental duty is not eating Cheetos and throwing the packet on the ground. Duty is to drop it in the dustbin so that we don't litter the place. We are littering the place means we are littering our country, we are getting our country dirty. Right? Simple example for class 5. Don't spit on the road. Don't fight. Don't hit into anyone. Don't get into brawls. Don't have that discrimination attitude. That's all. Simple examples for class 5. Now, did you know the Indian Constitution is the longest written constitution in the world, containing 395 articles, 12 schedules and various amendments? No other constitution in the world has so many articles and schedules. Don't go deep into it, you will not understand. Articles are the laws or all which are written, 365 type of articles under which there are many type of laws. Amendments are the changes which have been made or which are still in process. Those are called. Don't rattle your brain too much. We'll just come to the basics. What is the fundamental right? And in this class at this age you must know what is your rights. There are 6 fundamental rights. 6. I showed this is going to be 6. Provided to the Indian people. These rights you have. Anywhere you go all over India, you have this right. No one can stop you from it. Right to equality. Everybody is equal. Please note this down inside you. And you children are very smart, I know that. Our Constitution guarantees equality for all people of the country. No one can be treated unfairly on the basis of sex. Caste, sex means here male female. Caste, ratio, caste, religion or place of birth. Suppose I am born in Goa, that doesn't mean I cannot stay in Bihar. I am from Kolkata, that doesn't mean you want to kick me out of Bihar. No, you cannot stay here. You get out. You are not from here. You are not born here, so you cannot stay here. This was much happening in Kashmir also. But after it became a union territory, now you can buy land. Before they were not letting us buy land, or people were not able to get married to Kashmiri girls also. I am an Indian, I can marry any Indian girl. Right, that's the right. Now it depends upon what type of marriage it's going to be. Are they going to allow that? It's there in their culture or not? That's something different. That goes into religious and cultural matters. Now, however, the weaker section of the society are protected by some laws. For example, by reserving seats for them in schools, colleges and government jobs. Practices such as untouchability are punishable by the law. In the earlier days, rulers gave their subject titles, which were positions with special rights. These has been since abolished. Harijans, this, that, Dalits, you cannot come inside here, you are not pure, you should not come here, the kings had given titles. No, this cannot be done. Everybody is a human being. And the scheduled caste and scheduled tribe, those who are weaker section, those who are really weak, those who are not able to be even that source of income and that source of livelihood is not, they are given special provisions by the government. We should support that also. The scheduled caste and the scheduled tribes, they have seats booked for schools, they have seats booked for government jobs, in colleges and all, they get these chances, they are preferred. Everyone has got the right. And this untouchability, I won't touch you, you are this, you are that, I am Christian, you are Hindu, you are Muslim, you are Sikh, you are Isai. No, not all that. You have to just forget all that. Everybody are human beings. A new world, 21st century. What is the second right? Right to freedom. Now don't take this wrong. Freedom means you just can't do anything whatever you want. You just cannot come out of your house and dance on the night with your DJ and all at 12 o'clock in the night. You can't do that. That is not freedom. Now freedom, every citizen in this country, I'll come back in the next video guys.